A link down below as always if you want to read this on your own and to credit where I got the information from. 1.21 is now out on the PS4, Xbox One, and PC only. Quests and open world fixed an issue in Gig getting warmer, where the player was unable to lower Bugbear's body temperature, or an issue where being unable to pick up send a crew shard in Cyber Psycho sighting discount dock could block progression. Rating the shard is now an optional objective. Also, an issue in Down on the Street where Take Mira would get stuck in Japantown docks after player chose to go to Wakako alone and left the area too early. Or an issue where the clues of the Cyber Psycho sighting bloody ritual would not count if the player scanned them before talking to the wounded NPC. Or spray paint should now trigger properly when player approaches Brendan. Fixed an issue and play it safe where, upon connecting to the access point, the screen could become black, blocking for the progression, or an issue where reported crime dredged up would not complete if the player opened the container before scanning the blood trail, or an issue where a maelstrom could spawn in an area unreachable for the player, blocking progress in Losing My Religion, Sacrum Profanum. Losing My Religion is actually a really good song by REM, if you've never heard that song from some almost 30 years ago. Fixed an issue blocking progression in one of the assaults in progress in Japantown, or addressed an issue where the game could crash during Gig Hippocratic Oath if the player jumped through the window after breaking it. Well, how would you jump through the window? Oh, after. Never mind. Fixed various issues with enemies clipping through objects and floating in the air in suspected organized crime activity, privacy policy violation. Or an issue in suspected organized crime activity, privacy policy violation, where progression could be blocked due to enemies being stuck in a hangar. Holocalls from Mitch should no longer get stuck and repeat if the call was interrupted before. Fixed Johnny's appearance in various quests. Denise Carr should now spawn correctly in Big in Japan. Players can now enter Dennis's car from the right side of the Big in Japan. Windows inside the shack should no longer break upon opening the container in Big in Japan. Big in Japan will now fail if the player leaves Haruyoshi instead of carrying him to safety after opening the container. Fixed an issue where players could become unable to use weapons and consumables after getting out of Take Mira's van and Down on the Street. Players can no longer call Take Mira during the meeting with Oda and Down on the Street. Fixed an issue where Oda could be found on the bridge between Watson and Westbrook before going to Take Mira's hideout in Search and Destroy. Also fixed an issue in Down on the Street where Oda could crash into players' cars if it was parked in his way. Fixed an issue where Burning Desire / Night Moves could get stuck on the wait for a call from the Distressed Man objective after player failed the quest. Or an issue where the door to Cassius Ryder's Ripperdoc shop would not open, preventing the player from completing the gig. Sal will no longer follow the player around the world if they leave the quest area after freeing him in Riders on the Storm. That was really cringy, but that's a song by the Doors. Anyhow, fixed an issue where Sandstorm could be present in the city if the player fast traveled there during the Killing in the Name or Riders on the Storm. Killing in the Name, that's Rage Against the Machine. Sorry, there's a lot of song references in this. Riders on the Storm will now fail if the player leaves the Wraith camp before rescuing Sal. Gig Severance Package should now trigger properly after approaching the quest area. Gameplay fixed an issue where after the player commits a crime on the roof of a building, NCPD officers would spawn behind the player's back. Creepy. Or an issue preventing the player from climbing ladders out of the water. Visual fixed various issues related to clipping in NPCs' clothes. UI added back the icon above NPCs who are under the distract enemies quick hack effect. Scanning UI is now less cluttered. Fixed an issue where Japanese / traditional Chinese text could disappear if the player changed the interface language from English to one of these languages. And I'll make sure if you give the video a thumbs down, for the rest of your life, all you see is Japanese and Chinese text and hear Chinese and Japanese. There's only one person I know that'll be able to be okay with that. The rest of you will be like, what? Stability and performance, various memory management improvements, reducing the number of crashes. Console specific, players should now be able to select stickers in photo mode using the circle button in the Japanese version of the game on PS4. Stadia specific, fixed some graphical issues on a bridge in Mikoshi in Belly of the Beast / changes. That's about it. Once we get wind of the next Cyberpunk patch, obviously they will let their readers know. What I want to know is what makes the Xbox Series X and S different and the PS5 different than these versions? Are they more next gen than the PC version? Is this sort of like the same thing with the likes of like FIFA Soccer and Madden, where the PS5 version was like the real next gen version and the PC version was basically the same as the Xbox One PS4 version? I'm wondering if that's the same thing that's going on here. I'm curious about that. So let me know down below if you're on Series S and X or PS5 if you have this game. I have it on PC, so I can't obviously tell people, but this should probably be pretty accurate. Anyhow, if you liked the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. Greatly helps support the channel with the algorithm, making me more relevant in the search results. And if you didn't like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. I'll snap it off in your ass, and you know what else is going to happen. Your whole world is going to be changed. And if you want to subscribe, that would be great. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next video. Bye for now.